What would you do if you discovered someone had invaded your child's sanctuary, not out of kindness, but with a hidden agenda? In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, I lived with my 8-year-old son, Ethan, in a modest apartment complex. His room was his world, walls plastered with superhero posters, a bed piled with stuffed animals, and a desk cluttered with half-finished drawings. After my divorce, that room was Ethan's safe haven, a place where his laughter drowned out the echoes of our fractured family. I worked long hours as a nurse, so Ethan spent afternoons with a neighbor, Karen, who seemed trustworthy. She was a single mom too, with a son, Liam, a year younger than Ethan. I thought we understood each other's struggles. I was wrong. Karen offered to watch Ethan after school, and I gratefully accepted. She had a warm smile and a knack for baking cookies that Ethan adored. But over time, I noticed small things disappearing from Ethan's room: a Captain America figure, a favorite sketchbook, even his blue dinosaur blanket. Ethan would shrug it off, saying, "Maybe I lost it, Mom." I blamed my exhaustion, assuming I'd misplaced things during late-night tidying. Then, one evening, I came home to find Ethan sitting on the couch, staring at the floor, his usual spark gone. "Mom, why is my room so empty?" he whispered. I rushed to his bedroom. Drawers were half open, shelves bare, and his beloved posters were gone. My heart sank. I assumed a break-in, but nothing else in the apartment was touched. Then I remembered the security camera I'd installed in Ethan's room after a neighbor's burglary, a tiny device hidden in a bookshelf. I hadn't checked it in months. With trembling hands, I pulled up the footage. The screen flickered to life, revealing Karen in Ethan's room. She wasn't cleaning or helping. She was packing his toys, clothes, and books into boxes labeled Liam. She moved methodically, glancing over her shoulder as if expecting to be caught. My stomach churned as I watched her strip my son's world away, piece by piece, for her own child. The timestamp showed this had been happening for weeks, small thefts I'd dismissed as carelessness. But this wasn't carelessness. It was deliberate. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. As I scrolled through the footage, I spotted another figure. Mrs. Delaney, the elderly widow from across the hall. She appeared in one clip, standing in the doorway, watching Karen with a troubled expression. She didn't stop her, but lingered, wringing her hands. Later, I learned Mrs. Delaney had seen Karen sneaking into our apartment multiple times, but stayed silent, torn between fear of confrontation and guilt over her inaction. Her quiet complicity stung almost as much as Karen's betrayal. I confronted Karen the next day. She stood in her doorway, arms crossed, her face a mask of defiance. "I was just borrowing some things for Liam," she said, as if Ethan's treasures were communal property. "He has so much, and Liam deserves nice things too." Her entitlement left me speechless. I didn't argue. Instead, I called 911 and reported the theft, then contacted the apartment board, who were already wary of Karen's complaints about noisy kids and unpaid fees. At the board meeting, I played the footage. The room fell silent as Karen's actions unfolded on the screen, her calculated movements, the boxes marked for her son. Karen's confident facade crumbled. She burst into tears, stammering excuses about financial struggles and wanting to give Liam a better life. But her sobs didn't erase the violation. The board evicted her for repeated violations, and the police issued a misdemeanor theft charge. Mrs. Delaney, overcome with guilt, confessed her silence to me later, offering to replace Ethan's things. I forgave her. She was human, flawed like us all. Ethan and I rebuilt his room together. We bought new posters, painted the walls a brighter blue, and found a secondhand dinosaur blanket that he clutched tightly every night. The process wasn't just about replacing things. It was about restoring his trust, his sense of safety. Karen's actions had taken more than toys. They'd shaken Ethan's belief that his world was his own. But as we hung a new Captain America poster, he smiled and said, "Mom, it's my room again." The experience taught me to trust my instincts and to protect what matters most. Ethan's laughter returned, louder than before, filling the apartment with hope. Karen's tears couldn't undo her choices, but they reminded me that desperation can blind us to right and wrong. In the end, it was Ethan's resilience and our bond that triumphed over betrayal.